Pip's Great Windsurf Adventure. On a sunny morning, countless baby dragons soared above the green mountain ridge, flapping their wings with vigor. Among them, Pip, with her tiny wings, stood alone on the ground, looking up at her friends. She carefully fluttered her light green wings, but her body didn't lift off the ground even an inch. Her friends performed aerial acrobatics freely in the sky, enjoying themselves. Pip lowered her head watching them. Just then, Pip's best friend, Hazel the squirrel, scurried over and offered her a large acorn. Hazel chattered, trying to cheer Pip up, but Pip's expression remained glum. Frustrated by her inability to fly, Pip ran hard toward the forest. Her chubby legs, which were much faster than the other dragons, carried her across the forest path at incredible speed. Pip's tail swung forcefully from side to side, and the trees whizzed past like wind. After running for a long time, Pip stopped, exhausted and panting. Just above her, sitting on an old branch, the wise owl Nestor quietly looked down at her. Nestor blinked his large, deep eyes and stared at Pip with an unreadable expression. Nestor whispered in a low voice, "Just because you don't have wings, it doesn't mean you can't have a dream." Nestor turned his head and pointed toward the depths of the forest. There, a beautiful rainbow-colored light was faintly, yet clearly, shimmering. A sparkle began to gleam in Pip's eyes. Gaining new courage from Nestor's words, Pip started exploring the forest toward the light, joined by her friend Hazel, who had run back to her side. Their steps were careful, but they held a firm resolve not to stop. Deep within the forest, Pip and Hazel reached a massive waterfall roaring as it poured down. The waterfall unleashed a tremendous torrent of water, and beyond it, the rainbow light was shining even brighter. They couldn't see any way at all to cross the waterfall. Pip tried several times, running hard to leap over the rushing water, but her small body was no match for the powerful current. Hazel, safe on a rock next to the waterfall, nervously stamped his feet and looked around, full of worry. Just then, Pip felt a strong gust of wind blowing through a narrow, slippery crevice beside the waterfall. Her excellent sense of smell detected something special. Pip fluttered her tiny wings, checking the direction of the air current. Pip bravely launched herself into the narrow rock crevice. The strong wind tried to lift her small wings. Pip struggled to balance her entire body. Borrowing the power of the increasingly strong wind, Pip began to soar across the waterfall as if she were surfing the air. Hazel, surprised, cheered with joy. Beyond the waterfall, Pip arrived at a sparkling rainbow crystal cave. Inside the cave, countless rainbow-colored crystals were glowing brilliantly, and even her tiny wings seemed to briefly shimmer. Pip smiled brightly, marveling at the cave's beauty. Even though she couldn't fly, she had reached the most beautiful place in her own way. Hazel, who followed her in, smiled happily beside Pip. The baby dragons are seen once again soaring above the forest. But now, Pip is no longer sad. She runs hard through the forest with Hazel, enjoying the freedom of flying in her own unique way. Her eyes are filled with confidence and happiness.